everybody. I'm Pam, and I would like to welcome you to the Live Authentically show. My team and I help other people step into their authentic realities, and we do this a number of different ways. We have a Facebook group of like-minded people committed to spiritual growth and transformation, and we'd love to have you join us at liveauthentically.today/FB. I also have my first book out there. It's called SOAR, SOAR, and it shows how I partnered with the universe to create my new reality. So we're going to get rolling into the show. We have some great content for you guys today. A special guest with me, Drew Beshku. Hey, Drew.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Wonderful. How's it going? How are you?
Amazing. Thank you. I'm so excited to have you on today. So just so everyone knows, Drew used to be a client of mine. So I had the privilege of walking alongside her and just watch her just blossom into this like new, amazing life that she has that she's going to tell you about. It's actually quite blissful, if I must say so myself. The name of her company, Blissful Life, LLC. She's going to tell you about how she became a life coach. But before we get into all of that, we're going to start the show off with the same question that I ask all of my guests. And that question is, how do you live authentically every day?
Yeah, and I'm so glad I prepared for this because really to be authentic to me is, to be truly, true to yourself. It's having the courage to stand out from a crowd. Really allowing yourself. You have a gift that you've been given, and really being able to exude. Courage and be able to step out of your comfort zone and be true to who you are. It's the being confident in your worth. You are a very special individual. You are put on this earth for a very particular reason. A lot of the times it's hard to figure out what that reason is. So that's, clarity and really having that, having that as well, being able to, dig deep into your your inner self, into your hearts, sit quietly, relax, really allow yourself to be who you are and not really allowing yourself to care about what other people think of you. And a lot of the times that's where people get stuck, is wanting to be somebody's somebody else, so that's kind of how it is. It's the courage, the confidence, and the clarity of really being able to be yourself, your true self, and who you really are.
Yeah, I love that. I know that you've incorporated those three values into what you do in your coaching. But I'd love to hear you talk about your journey and whatever you're willing to share, because I know that, it's just amazing for me to be able to sit back and see where you are now and just, be an observer in this, see where you are now as
Yeah.
compared to where you were when we first started working together. So if you can rewind and just take us back to that moment in time and really color in what you were thinking about, what were some of your fears, what were some of your doubts? Did you
Sure.
have what questions were you wrestling with in your mind at that point?
Yeah, so many things. It was like, you know, drowning in a darkness. It was under waves. I had gone through so much transition in 1 year that it was very hard to deal with. One thing being, my father was diagnosed with a terminal disease, liver disease that was brought on from an immune deficiency disorder. So not only was my dad diagnosed with this disease and really, still kicking on to life, I had my second baby. So I have a 5 and a 3-year-old right now. At that time, he had just been born, so like, and I don't know if you remember, but I went to the hospital to deliver my baby the same day my dad went to the emergency room And I thought it was going to be like a switcheroo.
Mm-hmm.
I was working full time for a job that was a bit draining. It wasn't me who I was. Um, that particular company changed, you know, changed me. Like I couldn't be the person I was. I am a very joyous, happy, confident woman. And I felt like I had to be somebody different there just so I can try to go up the ladder because I wasn't favorited. So all three of those kind of things happened all at the same time. Um, Not that my dad was diagnosed at the same time, but it was a lot of dark negativity. And then I just started listening to my inner self, which is the bad, critical, negative talk, and kind of fell into a depression and couldn't really find the positivities of life. Although I'm a very positive person, it was very difficult at that time. And yeah, so I was a very dependent person. I didn't, need direction or help in any way. So when I first reached out to you, as a life coach, it took a lot because I didn't know what it was about and I didn't this, but I took a leap of faith and, now I am who I am. And I am completely gracious of, all of the things that you have helped me with. And that was just allowing me to bring my voice, find who I was. My dad did pass on August 24th, 2020. Yes. Sorry, I had to calculate it. Pandemic, I'm not really sure what the date is today, but yeah, so my dad passed and after that, I just really allowed his energy to push me to have the courage and the confidence and move forward with Blissful Life. He was a music producer. He did the same. He would bring individuals. All the stories that I got after his death was he really helped people too, just a lot like you do, and a lot like I'm doing now, and a lot like others. Were helping people feel good about themselves, confident, and allowing them to be who they are, allowing them to open their mouths and find their voice and find their true passions. And I couldn't be more happy about what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, you have really just totally found your passion and your purpose. And it's just been such an honor to watch you. And I view myself as an awakener. I mean, you're really the one who did all the work, right? I'm just here to guide you and ask you the questions to help you find your own answer. And I believe that that's true for everyone. I believe that we all have our authentic selves, our inner core, inner being, and we just have so much piled on to us that just doesn't serve us, right? Fears, doubt, uncertainties, limitations. With regard to limitations, at any point, did you have any fears or limiting beliefs around, I've got a couple of young kids, how am I going to be able to start this business? How will I balance everything? And I'd like to hear you talk about that because I know a lot of moms do. When I got the idea for my business, I was actually going through my divorce process, 4 kids, becoming a single mom. And people said to me, like, I'm not sure that this is a really good idea. And I'm like, well, that's not really relevant to me because I think it's a great idea and I'm going to go ahead and do it anyways. So I want to talk about your, how you followed your own, how you followed your own truth, how you tapped into your intuition, and how you just moved into the place of trust and just trusted that you would be given the resources, whatever those need to be in the moment, right? Financial resources to help with the kids, resources, faith-based resources, whatever it was. So talk to me about how you stepped into faith and surrender in order to make this happen.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of fear and all of that. It's fear of failure. It's fear of judgment. It's fear of, I'm actually working full time with a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old and have a business, so, and that's really, it's a lot of balance. It's a lot of, I really leaned a lot on a few different things. One, of course, is my dad leaving and me feeling like Blissful Life is his legacy. It's
Mhm.
his legacy, and we've talked a little bit about that actually, and yeah, I mean it. Moving forward and making the changes in people's lives ever so small makes such a big impact for, I mean, global impact, very small. But when they're multiplied, small changes really make such an impact. And so I really leaned on that. I leaned on my dad, and how he has done that. And I had a really great support team, honestly, my husband and my mom and my sister and everybody had been really supportive of it. But it's really biting down on it, like biting it. And I mean that because Mel Robbins' 5 second rule really got me far. Mel Robbins' 5 second rule basically is once you have something in your mind and you want to do it, count to five, do it within the 5 seconds, or it's going to leave and you're going to get, nervous or scared to do it. So
Yeah.
that's really where that motivation really came in. It's not, it's this gift that I've been given. I've been given a gift, and although I might be absolutely scared to even be here, um, you know, I have been given a gift where I am a listener, I'm empathetic. I can really connect with individuals. I can give, those powerful questions and, really help individuals into who they're supposed to be and who they want to be, and unraveling all of that overwhelm and craziness. And it's this gift that I've been given that I need to do because I've been given it.
Yeah, I was really blown away as about how quickly and how adeptly you transmuted the energy, right? Because there's pain in that. There's pain in losing a loved one, and grief work is really hard work. But you quickly recognized that there was energy there, right? And you could do something with it. You had a choice. You could either stay stuck in that pain and grief and loss for a long time, or you can say, you know what, there's deeper meaning and purpose in this. And one of my favorite phrases is this Buddhist phrase: pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. And I think we probably talked about that along the way.
Mm-hmm.
I reference it a lot, but it's really, you really made it a conscious process. You chose to move out of pain, out of suffering, into something that really helped the greater good, a gift to humanity. So it's been amazing to see how you've been able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So talk to me a little bit about living in this mindset of abundance, because you do have this life. The phrase I use all the time is, you can have it all. We can all have it all, right? And you just have to be willing to take the leap of faith and trust and operate, like you said, the 5 second rule, the law of
Mm-hmm.
inspired action. It's that there's a very, very narrow window there where you have to just jump and just trust before, your head kicks in. So
Yeah.
just talk to me a little bit about what it took to, because that's a huge leap, right?
Yeah.
Fear-based. I wonder, if I'll be able to do this. Am I taking on too much? All that chatter that really is just not productive
Mm-hmm.
energy, into I'm just going to do it anyways, and I'm just going to trust. So talk to me about what it
Yeah.
took to shift into that abundant mindset.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest word there is chatter. It's just something like, right in your mind. And most of the time, when you're feeling judged, it's about your inner judgment. It's being mirrored upon somebody else. And So where that comes in, it's basically the chatter. You have to listen to it. You have to listen to it and talk to yourself and observe yourself. So one thing that I really came out and learned was really just being able to be a silent observer, right? That's something that you've told me about, Pam. Being a silent observer and just really being able to see what's going on. Is it serving you was another really great question. You know, is this serving you? Like, you have negative talk. You're hearing negativity from other people, maybe that you can't do this. Like, why would you put so much time and effort into this business? You have kids. You need to work full time. You know, like, so that was a lot of like the self-doubt for myself. And honestly, you know, I got that a little bit from other people, but it was so important to me to this gift that we have, this power that we have, for us to make even the smallest changes in the world. We need to do it. You know, so it is the courage, it's biting down on doing that, making baby steps toward, you know, your goals, as far as, you know, having your own business or, you know, being able to balance all of the things. You know, it's a little bit, but, you know, you've got to be encouraging to yourself. You've got to give yourself grace. Every single day, do one thing on your to-do list, you know, do one small thing. And at the end of the day, say, hey, you know, I did that small thing today. Tomorrow, you know, maybe I'm going to do 2 things, but give yourself credit on that is what you've been able to do. And it will also show in your kids. I mean, the kids, that's the motivation for me. I mean, the motivation for me is me being who I need to be and who I am supposed to be, and having the courage to do it, having the passion. It's really just showing them they can be anything that they literally want to be if they believe in themselves to do it.
Yeah. What better way to do it than to model it the way that you're doing it and living it every day. Love that. So yeah, tell me about your business. Tell me about how all that's going and who you work with. And yeah, I'd love to hear about it all.
Yeah, sure. So my company, Blissful Life, LLC. Yeah, I typically I mainly work with moms, you know, clients that are struggling with balance, with overwhelm. They're trying to find their purpose. They're trying to find their clarity in their purpose, right? Their confidence, and their worth. Those are the types of individuals that I'm working with. And a lot of their hardships are not knowing how to do it. You know, is it too late for me to be where I want to be in life? Like, no, it's not. You know, baby steps is my motto, honestly. Like, baby steps. If you take small baby steps towards your goals, you will be able to get anything done that you want to. Consistency, grace. So these are the types of things that we talk about. You know, these are individuals that might have actually had a loss. You know, I've been utilizing, you know, that experience there as well. You know, transitions that I've had. Every client is different. Every situation and all the clients are all different, but being able to have somebody there that's non-judgmental, that will sit there and listen to what you have to say, that's all I needed from you, Pam. And so that's my biggest goal. My aha moments from my clients, I love those the most. You know, just particular aha moments that they're, oh yeah, this is who I'm supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. Thank you so much for digging so deep with the questions. That's what it is. It's, your, your thing is that you're awakener. I mean, and that's what it is. You really just ask those questions, those deep questions that make your clients really learn. And what I've done, so the last 10 years, I've been in higher ed. Well, actually more than that now, I guess. But I've been in higher ed. I started out as more of like guidance counseling and career advising and that kind of thing. Now I've worked more into operations management and things like that. Project management, really being able to have a project and figure out what the intricacies are, like how to compartmentalize them and baby steps. How do you section off certain things within a larger project and just have smaller baby steps towards that main project or that main goal? And that's typically what we work on. So that's my background is in higher ed and learning management systems and that kind of thing. But then it's also, I ended up after my dad's death, and really having this passion to, jumpstart coaching. I actually I'm at ACC through ICF, so International Coaching Federation. So I've gone through a lot of courses, actually 3 separate courses, which is now I've been able to get the title of an ACC, which, there's a certain amount of hours you have to make, and it's rigorous coursework and practical, coaching experiences. Anyway, so now I've been able to accomplish that because I want to make sure that what I'm providing my clients is to the best of my ability of what I can possibly provide them. And that was what was important for me.
Yeah, I love that. You're staying on that trajectory of growth. So along those lines, what else do you do in the way of keeping yourself in that expansive space? Because I believe that that's such a big piece of this too, is, if we're asking our clients to continue to grow and evolve, how do you continue to challenge yourself and keep growing and expanding and evolving?
Yeah. I mean, clean rest is a big one. It takes a lot of energy, to deep dive into your inner soul. It really does. Soul work is so exhausting. It really is, but it gets to where, you are authentically yourself, like your true self. So it is work that needs to be done. If you want to be, if you want a blissful life, if you want to have, who you are out there. So clean rest is literally, some people look at it as meditation. Some other people prayer. It depends on, who your higher power is, or if there is anyone that is your higher power, but it's just to sit in silence, maybe close your eyes and really just take breaths and really have nothing in your mind other than the appreciation that you've been able to do this work for yourself. And taking it day by day, baby steps. I keep saying it over and over. I mean, that's just what it is for me anyway. It's every day, really understanding and giving yourself that grace, but also the appreciation that you've been able to move forward how you have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so important to stay in that spirit of appreciation and to take steps in that direction and make sure that your daily actions are aligned with your longer term goals, but to celebrate, right? To celebrate all the milestones.
Right. Yeah.
So what aspect, I know you've talked about this a little bit, but I'd like to hear you talk a little bit more about what aspect of what you do lights you up the most?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that it's really just allowing us, the aha moments for my clients.
Yeah.
The breakthroughs, the I don't like my clients to cry. I don't. But, and that's a little fearful too, but being able to trust me enough with, that's what pushes me, is just really the fact that my clients trust me enough to allow me to help them, right? And the aha moments at the end. I just, that's what I live for. I live for, maybe it's a new morning routine, or, where they start working out and they've lost like 20 pounds or whatever it is, where they've started eating better because we've talked about, ways that they can improve their diet, or maybe we've talked about, ways that they can give themselves more grace, or to-do list items, breaking those projects down, allowing them to see a little bit more clear. When you're feeling overwhelmed, it's a lot of negativity. It's a lot of like this energy that's just, suffocating.
Yeah.
When you can't see little speckles, what I say is, when you start seeing little speckles of light, those are your blessings, right? Sometimes it's too dark. Maybe you're not able to breathe. You can't move forward. You need somebody to talk to. That's why we're here. We're here to talk with you, to help you through those moments, those transitions, get you to where you are back in that abundant mindset, right? The love and the joy and the bliss and the sunlight and I'm getting chills now. So I must be up there, but yeah, that's why it's from my heart, feeling that love from my clients. That's what I love the most.
Beautiful. What about the other side of the coin? What would you say is the most challenging aspect of what you do?
Yeah, I mean, seeing them cry. I mean, it is, sharing the deepest things, and that's a part of the most challenging part. It's I get so wrapped up in my clients, like they're my best friends, and I think about them, and you have to keep yourself separate from that, and that's what's a little bit hard, because I'm so empathetic.
So what about, I'm just curious if you've done any digging into exploring why the presenting with emotion makes you uncomfortable.
What was the question? Sorry.
So have you been able to explore it all again on your own? Like how, when you see your clients cry, like why that doesn't sit well with you, or why that makes you uncomfortable? I'm curious if what about emotional presentation doesn't feel comfortable?
Well, I'm not sure if it doesn't make me uncomfortable, because I don't know, my whole life I've been that kind of individual. I've always been the person that people feel comfortable to come to, to talk to me about anything and everything. So I've always been that person that's been the listener. So yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Yeah, I mean, that there's a mindset shift right there, actually. I mean, to see my clients cry is also the most amazing thing, because that means that they've had a breakthrough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think that there is sometimes, and that's why I was asking, because I think it's the coach in me. I can't help myself. But it is
I got it.
The subconscious belief is really what it is. And the subconscious belief is linking
Yes.
a display of emotion with negativity, or a display of emotion with something that isn't accepted or culturally, okay. And I think that's a belief that doesn't serve us, as humanity. I think displaying emotions and expressing emotions is really healthy, in fact. And studies have actually shown that emotions that are left unexpressed actually proliferate. They result in disease down the road, heart disease, other types of disease. So, I've reframed emotions in a really big way. And they're welcome always, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. And, and I have, my clients cry in sessions, and people who, not to categorize people, but people who you wouldn't expect, right? Like the alpha male who's running like 4 businesses, shows up, like it's okay, and I think we all need that. And I think we all need that safe space, that little corner of our world where we can just let our guard down and be vulnerable and let our emotions be freely expressed. Because that's, again, everything is energy. So when those emotions are expressed, that's energy that's releasing from our body. Because if we don't release it in some way, shape, or form, it's going to stay inside our body, and it's going to mess up our energy system, and our chakras are going to be blocked, and our chakras are linked to, the energy inside of us is linked to different aspects of our body. So it's going to show somewhere. So I'd encourage everyone to start to think about emotion a little bit differently, and start viewing it as a welcome part of the journey, a necessary part of the process.
It is. It is. Yeah, for sure. I mean, to really dig deep in there, what is that emotion coming from? When you dig deeper in there, you might think it's a superficial thing, like it could be, I'm not sure. I'm not coming up with an example, but you think you're actually emotionally distressed because of this particular situation. But when you really dig deep into dig deep into that, you listen to that chatter, you ask yourself questions like, why am I really having this? Like, why is it, it's typically repeatable, right? Like in relationships, it could be, how you allow people to treat you. It could be, there's a lot of different kind of repetition. But when you really allow yourself to dig down into that emotion, that's when you're going to feel enlightened. That's when you're going to understand how you can make the adjustment that you need to in order for you to move forward. It might not be moving on, because I will never move on from my dad. It is me moving forward with him here in spirit.
Yeah, so beautiful. Yeah, so I just noticed our time. We're going to be wrapping up here in a couple minutes, but I wanted to give you a few more minutes and just kind of open it up, carte blanche, to give you the opportunity to talk about anything that you'd like to, whether you'd like to talk specifically about your coaching programs, how people can get in contact with you, or just any other wisdom in general.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm actually looking for a few pro bono clients right now. I mean, with the holidays, and really the holidays is the thing that is the frenzy, right? Your frenzy, you're trying to get a lot done in a small period of time. And really with the pandemic and all of these other things that are going on, I'm actually looking for a few pro bono individuals. So, I mean, if you pro bono meeting that we would meet, maybe for 1 to 3 sessions, just depending on how it's going to work out, and you can try it out and see if it works or not for you. But it's really just to, if you're feeling overwhelmed, or you're feeling like you need help, you need somebody to listen to you without judgment, that's not within the situations that you're currently in. I am looking for some individuals that I can help out pro bono work. And then how you would be able to reach out to me, my website is the blissfullifecoaching.com. So THE blissful, BLISSFUL, coaching.com. And you can go there and you can see what packages I offer. You could contact me. There's a contact page. Go there, look over my resources. I have some resources there. Feel free to just reach out. And if you need anything, I am, here to help you through your transition or whatnot. So feel free to reach out.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm just so proud of you. I wanted to end by saying that I'm so, so proud of you. You've walked this journey with such incredible courage and just shown up every single time with an open heart and an open mind, and intentionally moved into the place of trust and faith and surrender and abundance. And here you are today, promoting your amazing business and sharing wisdom. So it's been such an honor to walk beside you on this journey. And we'll look forward to staying in touch. I keep in contact with all of my clients. I'm like, whenever we stop working together, you are not done with me. I'm like, you're never getting rid of me. So I will always check in with you from time to time.
I hope not. I hope we're forever friends. Yeah, absolutely. It was amazing working with you. I'll continue to work with you. Hey, y'all, Soar, just so you know, she said it's Soar on Amazon, is an amazing book that is so heartfelt. And that's a big transition if you're looking for a motivational book there. That Soar is a good book.
Thank you. And thank you to our viewers and listeners. I so appreciate you. I believe that time is a choice, and I'm grateful that you've been here with me and Drew today to hear about all of the amazing things she's doing in the world. Thanks, everyone, and have a great day.